Good afternoon, families. Welcome to our next edition of our Tribe Transitions webinar series. Today, we will be talking about dining services at William & Mary. My name is Heather Deer, and I'm the Director of Parent and Family Programs here. If you've joined us for one of our sessions, you'll know how this goes. We'll have some slides followed by Q&A. You can use the Q&A feature here in Zoom to drop your questions. This session is being recorded and will be available in just a few days for you to watch on-demand viewing on our YouTube channel, and you'll receive that recording in your email. So I want to give our presenter as much time as possible. So I will go ahead and turn it over to Adam, who's joining us to talk about all things dining at William & Mary.
Thanks, Heather. Good afternoon, everyone. I am going to share my screen and start. I've got a brief PowerPoint here. Can you see that, Heather?
I'm not seeing anything at the moment.
Wait, let me try again here.
Seeing it now.
Got it now?
Yep.
Okay. Fuel your mind. So let me see if I can, now if I can scroll through it. There we go. I appreciate everyone's patience. It's summertime. Auxiliary services, I think this is good housekeeping. Let everyone know that dining, William & Mary Dining, the Airmark team here, we fall under the auxiliary services umbrella at William & Mary. Auxiliary services also oversees Tribe Card services, parking, transportation, the spirit shop, bookstore, and the like. Our team, as a brief overview of some key players on our leadership team, there's myself. I'm the executive director. I have over 11 years in hospitality within higher education, probably most notably at James Madison University prior to William & Mary here. Joanne Havlin is our director of operations. Joanne's been with me since the very beginning here at William & Mary, just going into year 2 as of 8 days ago. Same with executive chef Jeremy Williams. Jeremy's been with us from the very beginning, and our marketing manager. So a seasoned team from within higher ed, specifically through Joanne and Jeremy, and team members that have been with us since the beginning. Some of the things that we focus on, certainly that we have fresh, sustainable, local, and organic ingredients as we work through all of the menus, which we're developing and menuing out this summer to implement those this fall. And then we'll continue to make sure that those recipes, those menus are available via the website. So you have the tools, students have the tools necessary to navigate that. And then we've got systems in place that we'll talk about on how we gather that information so that we can continue to make sure that we're satisfying the needs of the students and the campus community as a whole. We've got an on-site nutritionist in Becky Vick. Becky is our health and wellness manager. She's available for direct consultation, and she is overseen by the regional dietitian, Kelly Wood, who is here periodically throughout each month of the semester to ensure that Becky and the team and our executive chef are doing everything necessary to ensure the health and wellness in our menus and for students from group settings to team settings to one-on-one consultations. Our commitment, we're going to, excuse me, we want to work with each one of the students that has a dietary preference, an allergy, an intolerance to make sure that we are doing everything we can to support them and then monitor that throughout the year. There's some website links that we'll go through later where you can review those menus, you can review the nutritional information, but then also connect with us directly in real time. One of the stations that has been a huge benefit to the dining program, not just here, but across all of our schools, is the True Balance. We have a True Balance station at Commons Dining Hall, and we have one at the Sadler Food Hall. Those True Balance stations vary in size given the infrastructure at each dining hall, but basically those stations are void of the top 9 allergens that you see listed there. We train each and every associate who works there to make sure they're AllerCheck certified. This past year, William & Mary Dining was recognized by Spoken as one of the top 100 most allergen-friendly colleges in the country, and from PETA received an A+ rating for our vegan vegetarian offerings on campus. Find Your Fit. This is more about the dining plans themselves, the all access plan, unlimited dining hall swipes as much as you want. Come in, $400 dining dollars. Again, the eligibility there and the price. We go down through all the Block 100, Block 125, 50, and 25, and how those work with their corresponding dining dollars. I do like to emphasize that dining dollars are a separate bucket than the William & Mary Express. Dining dollars can be used anywhere on campus at our retail locations and at our food truck partners who are set up through the Grubhub app. The perks, swipes, all you care to eat at the dining halls, and that includes takeout, that includes kosher, that includes all the options that are there within the dining halls. Again, those dining dollars, the flexibility throughout campus, as well as Domino's. So late night, weekends, if you want to order pizza, Domino's is available for you, the Grubhub. And Bake Shop downtown has also signed up right by the Spirit Shop to support us and work through Grubhub as well. Some of the pictures, some of the things from this past year, all the way from that top left, that is our block party, our station takeovers, our farm to fork dinner that we did. And that bottom right hand was one of the last events that we did with our cooking competition. We had a number of teams compete and had some surprise judges from the Dean of Students Office, and we were able to celebrate at the end of the year last year. Some other additional pop-ups, you can see the mashed potato bar, you can see the ice cream sundae. This past year, based on student feedback, we extended Chick-fil-A hours. The fall semester, they closed at 8 o'clock. After talking to students, after surveying in the spring, we moved it to 10 p.m. And that's something that will continue this year as well. Our hours of operation. Right now, we're reviewing all of the hours of operation within auxiliary services and within the campus community. The vast majority of these will remain the same. I do expect a few small tweaks to some of the hours of operation, just based on volume and traffic patterns, so that we can stay relevant to what the student needs are. The traffic patterns here are on campus. This will be published before we get into the end of August and the semester begins. Connecting with us, several ways for students to connect with us. A Golden Apron program in both dining halls on all shifts. As you can see, Lashana there, one of our supervisors at Sadler, she's got her Golden Apron on. Specifically, that person is designed to receive feedback and assist students with any of their needs, whether that's an hours of operation, ingredients in a certain dish, can I talk to chef, where can I use my dining dollars? We work with them to be as knowledgeable as possible, but in the event they don't know something, they also have direct access to all of the leadership so that they can get answers in real time for students. VOC, Voice of the Customer, it's a brief survey. There's QR codes throughout the dining hall, throughout dining locations. There's links on the website, on our Campus Dish menu website. So that way there's a brief 3 to 5 questions. We'd love to hear from students, from guests, from members around the campus community, so that we can gather more information on our next steps, next menus, next events. Text Concierge, there's a page, QR code included in this. We provide a phone number for students that simply text us in real time if they have a question, if they have a need, if there's something good, bad, indifferent. And it varies from, hey, are the meatballs at Sadler gluten-free? Or the music at Commons is too loud, can you turn it down? We've been able to implement that this past year and respond in real time. Real time being less than 2.5 minutes. So from the time a student texts us, it's about 2.5 minutes or less till we get back to them. And then we're able to answer those questions for them so that they can continue on throughout their day. dining@wm.edu is a general email, it comes to leadership, and then our annual surveys. If I can ask Several things. It is that we love feedback. It allows us to make informed decisions about the future. And those annual surveys are much more in depth, but they provide a lot of information for us as we move forward. Right there's the QR code for location, hours, and menus. Questions, contact us. That is links to all the information on how to reach out to us, and then following us on social media as well.
Hey, thank you, Adam. Let me see what questions we have. So families, now is the time. If you have any questions about dining at William & Mary, go ahead and drop those into our Q&A. I do see we have one question right now, but I would be surprised if there are not more that roll in. So the first question being, do freshmen have to sign up for all access?
Yes, William & Mary's policy, freshman, sophomore, have to sign up for the all access. After that, anyone living on campus, there's options that were listed on that page.
Wonderful. Is all of the food served in William & Mary's dining service locations locally sourced, or is there a resource that describes producers from which William & Mary sources its food?
Our primary source is Four Peas Foods, which is located here in Virginia. As much as we are able to purchase from them from a local standpoint, we do. I will highlight specifically the chicken that we get is from the Farmer Focus chicken in the Shenandoah Valley, and it is fresh and never frozen. So as much as we can get from Virginia, we do. Part of our SWAM commitment, SWAM being the small women and minority-owned businesses here to the university, is about 10% of our purchases, which is a significant amount. That's something that we have committed to in the contract. And we do work with several local partners to make sure that we're meeting that commitment. So as much as we can, fruit, vegetables, proteins come locally. It is hard to get pineapple and bananas here in the wintertime locally. So we do have Sysco as a backup, but it has been very rewarding working with a lot of them are local producers and farmers, some of which I think in those pictures that I showed, FT Valley is where we get our apples and a lot of fruits from. They are local, and they were actually at that Farm to Fork table dinner, and we featured products from them. They've also got a couple of students here as well, so it was a great connection for them.
Are there any other dining options?
I'm sorry, you were breaking up, Heather.
Are there any kosher dining options?
There are. So over at the School of Business, we have Fran's Kosher Deli, and that's open Monday through Friday for lunch. And she does it's via the Grubhub app, and you can order kosher food deli straight from her. Fran works with Rabbi Litt here at the Hillel on campus. With Fran on campus, we're also able to have her package some of those items so that if your student's on the all access plan, they still have full access to the all you care to eat at the dining halls, and there's kosher options available there as well that she prepackages and stocks daily at both dining halls. So whether that's a retail piece that they're looking for from a kosher aspect or something in the dining halls, either one, both have options there. Happy to work through students if they have that need, if they need it, we have it available.
For freshmen, what does unlimited actually mean? How unlimited / all access is this all access dining plan?
I can tell you logistically on a week by week basis, it reloads 999 swipes on that student's card. So I have yet to have anyone say they've used all 999 in a week. But the benefit there, I would say specifically for freshman, sophomore, as you go through, if you're just grabbing a banana or a coffee, you can swipe in and grab that and to go. And then you can come back for lunch, and then you can come back for dinner. Or if we have a lot of students after dinner, if they're out with their friends, specifically at Sadler at the Student Union, if you just want to walk in and get ice cream, soft serve machine, you can walk in, swipe, and do that. And we see students who use it to its full advantage and are doing 35, 40 swipes a week. There's no additional cost to that. I don't think they're eating 40 meals a week, But to stop in and grab a banana or to grab a dessert or to grab something to drink, absolutely. And it's a huge cost saving and it really builds value and helps them navigate as they're learning the budget and they're learning different things. It's truly a benefit on campus.
Three student employees that work in my office, and they're known to walk down in Sadler to get a little sweet treat in the afternoon. They love to go stop by the ice cream machine in the afternoon. So those are students who are maybe not eating a full meal on that swipe, but they are taking advantage of the swipes for sure.
And it's there for their advantage, certainly.
Yeah. What are the late hour options for students?
For students, Domino's is open late with Grubhub, but specifically the dining halls right now are both open till midnight, 7 days a week, and that's full menu. So when those dining halls are, it doesn't switch at 10 o'clock to just fried mozzarella sticks and chicken wings. It's a full menu until midnight, and that's something to keep in mind. We are looking at some hours of operation. We won't limit those. We are looking to make sure that 7 a.m. on Saturday and Sunday, maybe a more of a brunch hour would be more appropriate in one location, but not both. But those are things that we're talking about right now. So that way we can better serve the campus community. But late night options, you've got at least two all you care to eat facilities open till midnight, and you still have Domino's. Chick-fil-A is open till 10 p.m. again, Friday and Saturday. Monday through Saturday. Obviously, they're closed on Sundays, so they're open till 10 too.
Grubhub app. Can you explain how William and Mary is utilizing the Grubhub app? And I will say this is not a paid placement, but I did order Chick-fil-A through the Grubhub app and had someone go pick it up for me because I'm working through lunch. So I feel like now is a good time to plug the convenience of Grubhub on campus.
Grubhub on campus, and it's specific with our partnership with Grubhub. They can order ahead just as you would with any mobile ordering app, whether that be, DoorDash or Uber Eats. But with Grubhub, we've been able to link the technology so that students, when they're ordering ahead, whether that's to Town Center Cold Press, whether that's to Column 15, whether that's Chick-fil-A, they then are able to use their dining dollars. So it's a part of the meal plan. It's an added convenience for students on campus. They're busy, there's a lot going on, and this has been very well received, and we've expanded it to include the bake shop. We're going through that process this summer so that it's fully implemented and ready when they come back this fall.
I saw the little kiosks appear in the bake shop, and I was excited about that the last time I was there.
We
Okay.
those are my meetings for the rest of today. Yes.
That's wonderful. So we've talked a lot about dining dollars, and I think in your presentation you mentioned there's a difference between dining dollars and express. Do you mind recapping the difference between the two and where students can use dining dollars?
Dining dollars are part of the meal plan that parents, students purchase. So it's a combination of those swipes and the dining dollars. You can use those anywhere on campus. If we bring a food truck on campus, they've been added to the Grubhub app. You'll see them that day that they're there. You would then order through the Grubhub app for Almost Curry in a Hurry, Ben and Jerry's, with the kosher hot dog cart, extraordinary cupcakes. When those trucks come on, the burrito truck, when they come on campus, when you go to Town Center Cold Press, you can use your dining dollars. You can certainly, they'll accept cash or credit, but that's where it's a value. It brings in variety in that meal plan. As a convenience, William and Mary added express dollars to the tribe card. So parents can load $20 on whatever amount they want. Students can then go use those at other local facilities, other local establishments within the community as a convenience. They don't have to carry a separate card. They don't have to carry anything else. And then so it's a separate bucket of money, essentially. But those can be used. We'll accept Express on campus, but the dining dollars are exclusive to on campus.
Dining dollars roll over semester to semester. So if a student doesn't use them, do they roll over? And second point, can families add dining dollars if they run out really quickly? Say we're not great at budgeting quite yet, and we blow it all in the first 2 weeks on Chick-fil-A. Can there ever be more added?
Yes, and somewhat yes. Yes. So dining dollars roll from fall to spring, but not past spring. So essentially you have those for the academic year. If you have dining dollars do not roll from spring to fall. So once summer comes, they're done. And then what was the other one, Heather? Oh my gosh, I forgot.
Can families add dining dollars
Oh,
halfway
yes.
through a semester?
Yes, you can add dining dollars. You can add express at any time. You can, and I do believe either at the end of the fall and spring, we'll even run some specials where if you wanted to load some on, you can load $100 for $90 or some things like that. So happy to do that as well. But at any point in time, if students need more, they can be added.
So are foods in the dining hall obvious that they're peanut free? And how are allergens listed in the dining facilities on campus?
Both dining halls are nut friendly, and by nut friendly, we do not use any nuts in producing any of our dishes and any of our menu items. From that standpoint, we also, but we don't monitor students if someone brings in a bag of trail mix into the dining hall. So that's why we have to say nut friendly. But we don't use or cook or bake with those nuts in either of the facilities. And that's nuts in general, not just peanuts. So all nuts. And we do monitor that specifically in the True Balance areas. If we do see someone, if they bring in a jar of peanut butter with them because they want that with their bananas, their snack, we do ask them, right, not to sit in that area. And we do our best to make sure that they understand why, and then we sanitize that. We have dining room attendants who consistently and continuously sanitize the tables and clean those as we move throughout the day. We train all of our associates on a regular basis, an additional food safety training for those working in True Balance areas before they go in there so they can better understand those allergens and what those top 9 allergens are. But that's where our dietitian, registered dietitian Becky Vick, and our executive chef are specifically in the dining halls at all times, specifically at meal periods, so that they can be there in real time to answer those questions. If a student has a need or has a question about something specific ingredient or a dish, they can also ask a Golden Apron, they can text that number, and they can get answers in real time. We'd love for them to ask for a chef when they're in the dining hall, but we know that sometimes that can be a barrier socially for some students. This allows them to interact directly with the people that are making their food and takes away some of that social piece too, if that's what's best for them. We'd love interacting face to face, but we want to provide as many options so students can be as comfortable as possible.
That True Balance menu, does that rotate daily, weekly, or on another schedule?
So True Balance will rotate daily. So True Balance at Sadler is going to have a lunch and then be different for dinner. And when True Balance is at Commons, it's a larger station. So we have a non-dairy smoothie station there. We've got an entree station there that rotates. And then there is a made-to-order stir fry there. That made-to-order stir fry generally stays the same, but it's a custom make your own where the entree station rotates. And then the smoothies, we vary some of the smoothies, but you can ask for a custom one there as well.
Carry out from the dining halls.
Carry out? Yes. So you can. We just ask specifically, it's an all you care to eat program. If you're going to carry out, it's one swipe per meal to go box. Yes.
Through the rest of our questions here. I got a couple questions around freshmen since they're going to be signed up essentially for the all access plan. Do students have to go in and actually sign up for that, or is that something that they're automatically signed up for since they're living on campus?
I believe it defaults to the all access plan. I would ask parents to verify that just from a first time they're on campus. But it does default to the all access plan.
And along those same lines, families have asked if this will appear on their first e-statement. And based on the conversation we had with student accounts last week, it's my understanding that student accounts is working diligently with auxiliary services and campus living to determine which students are living on campus and have that meal plan so that it will appear on that initial e-statement. Again, if it doesn't appear on that initial e-statement, it will appear on the subsequent e-statement. Does that feel accurate, Adam?
That is much better than I could put it. So, and I think but so everyone knows, like, I think William and Mary handles all of that and then works with dining services. I don't directly bill parents for the meal plans. Happy to help and point in the right direction, but yes.
Yeah, I think they're working behind the scenes to get that all straightened out for the first e-statement, but like they mentioned last week, that e-statement can change. So just keeping an eye on it is a good idea as charges come and fall off, and great conversation to have with your student about making sure you're an authorized user on their account as well.
Yes, that's important.
Are menus posted online so students can see what's being served in the dining hall ahead of time?
They are, and on the slide when we send that out, the location, hours, and menus are on there, and you can then filter either by location or preference. So if your student wants to look at dining halls, residential dining, and gluten-free options, they can filter at that, and it'll show them the full menu. It'll show them just the options that are gluten-free, and there's a lot of ways that they can work through that. They can do that ahead of time. They can do it the day of. Generally, a week to 10 days worth of menus are posted at any given time. I ask the chefs not to get too far out from a planning perspective so that we can continue to work with 4P Foods on things that are fresh and available and coming in locally, and make sure that we're staying on top of that from a sourcing standpoint. What I don't want is to get too far out and then have changes and then have people coming in expecting to find green beans and it's actually zucchini. So we do work within that 7 to 10 day window.
I have a question here from the family of a transfer student. So they have a little bit more flexibility in terms of what meal plan they're going to sign up for. What advice would you give families as they're trying to narrow down what meal plan makes the most sense for them?
During the first couple weeks, you've got kind of that grace period until the add drop date for classes, and you can change meal plans up until that point from a transfer, depending on where you're living and what your level is. I would start off with a larger one, and then if you need to downgrade, move down. You'll have a couple days into it. You'll be able to, your student will understand a little bit more about their traffic pattern and how they move throughout the day. And then it gives them some options. So I would try out a larger one and then move down just to see then what fits best.
Taking us back to Grubhub, is there a William and Mary Grubhub app, or is this through the general Grubhub app?
It's through the general Grubhub app. You sign up with your William and Mary credentials, and then that logs you in that way.
Okay.
And those are some things that we'll go through when students are on campus during orientation, and we'll make some presentations to them. We'll work with RAs, and then we'll be in the dining halls and in the retail locations. So certainly if students have any questions, I joke that my team and I, which you saw pictures of, we don't blend in with students. We stand out. So they'll be able to pick us out of a crowd.
Is there a place on campus that students can purchase groceries or grocery type items with dining dollars?
The Student Exchange is in the bottom floor of Sadler, just past Town Center Cold Press. And they've got a number of grocery options, toiletries in there, even accept SNAP benefits. This past year, we qualified and began that program to help those who qualify. And then there's another convenience store in Commons, smaller, doesn't accept SNAP benefits, but still some grab and go convenience items there as well. We do have a program with dining dollars and our sustainability interns, where they can use dining dollars to purchase tokens and redeem those at the farmers market here in Williamsburg while it's operational on Saturday mornings.
And there is such great fresh produce and all kinds of fun things at the farmers market. Fresh pasta, produce. great things. So that's a good supplement to if students want to mix it up and get out in Williamsburg. Okay. I had two kind of specific questions. One is related to what happens if a student is sick and they need to get food from the dining hall? And are there any halls that offer options during Passover or times when students may not be able to traditionally access food due to their religious practice?
First, there's a link on the auxiliary site, and I double check see if it's on the dining site, but a wellness form that you can fill out for a student in need from a student may be too sick to leave the room to get food, and how that food gets to them and what they need and who gets that to them. So there is that option on the website between William and Mary and between dining that we work together to make sure we don't want any student to go hungry, especially in a case where they're not feeling well. So there's a wellness request form for dining on there. And then from a kosher offset, we do work with the Hillel here on campus. We do work with our kosher kitchen to make sure that we understand all the needs that are coming at those times and how we can best support. I know the Hillel does some meals there across campus. We have the kosher options and the kosher kitchen on campus, and we work and collaborate with Rabbi Lit to make sure that we've got those needs met, as long as the Jewish Student Association as well. So under the weather forum, that is right.
Yes,
Yes.
I went and found it on the website. So families, if you ever are in need, if you hear that your student is sick and they need to fill out that form, you can search under the weather form on the William and Mary website and it'll take you to that page. Okay. I'm just reading through our questions here to see what we haven't addressed quite yet. Someone asked specifically about the cooking competition and how students can get involved in any of the programs that dining may be putting on.
So from a dining perspective, our social media is where we announce those, share a lot of that information with parents, with students alike. That one was specifically in conjunction with the Dean of Students Office, and we'll continue that with partnerships with Student Assembly, with sustainability, with student affairs offices to make sure that we get the word out. If students simply follow our social media, we have a calendar, a marketing calendar of events that are coming up, so that they can be aware of those and sign up for anything fun and different that we've got going on. Really, if they can just, stay in touch and follow us on social, that'll keep them up to date on the fun things that are going on around campus. That is one that we're going to expand and bring back. We had a great response to that last year.
Well, I'm gonna cut us off a little bit early. The new student and family welcome team is headed up to DC to do 3 welcome events today, tomorrow, and Thursday. So we're about to hit the road. William and Mary is coming to DC. So I'm gonna go ahead and end us a little bit early. Is there anywhere that families can reach out and ask questions if we didn't get to address their question today?
If there is anything, there is always dining at wm.edu, and that comes directly to myself and the team here. I give out my email and contact information. So if there's an urgent need, if there's anything specific that I can share that you need to connect with me on, happy to do that. Happy to allocate that question maybe to Becky, our dietitian, or to our executive chef, Jeremy. We work really hard. Any email that comes in specifically from a parent or student related to dining, that we get back to them as soon as possible, generally within 24 hours is our goal during the fall and spring semester, just to make sure they've got everything that they need. So either the dining email or my email, I'm happy to share either or both, and parents can get in touch with me that way.
Wonderful. Families, if you have a question that maybe isn't super specific to dining adjacent, or any questions, you can send us an email at families@wm.edu, and we're happy to get you to the right place and answer your question as best we can. But Adam, thank you for giving us that overview and spending your lunch hour with us and answering our questions. Always appreciate it. I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their day. All right, bye
Thanks, Heather.
everyone.
I appreciate it. Thank you.